Hey there, welcome to Jackie Talks Horror. I'm Jackie, and today I'm diving into an upcoming film that has been decades in the making, The Long Walk. It's one of Stephen King's earliest novels, written under his pseudonym Richard Bachman, and over the last years it's drawn major interest from some of horror's biggest names. George A. Romero and Frank Darabont both tried to adapt it, but nobody seemed to be able to translate the book's bleak internal tone to screen until now. And it's finally hitting cinemas on September the 12th in the US, so do go check your local listings for the release dates. Just a quick heads up, I'll be using images and trailers in this video, and there will be links to any trailers and articles I use in the description down below. So, I'll be giving you a quick breakdown of what we know about the plot, take a look at the trailers and what they might be teasing, and then dig into the cast and crew, which involves some really exciting names. I'll also go over the director and creative team. We will have a quick look at some of the online buzz surrounding the film, and finally, share some of my personal thoughts on what this film might have in store. So let's get started with a reminder of what we know about the plot. I would imagine the plot will be different from the novel, but won't go too far from it. They generally do need to change things to work on the screen. So the IMDb plot synopsis says, a group of teenagers compete in an annual contest known as The Walk, where they must maintain a certain walking speed or get shot. The rules are simple but brutal. If they fall below the speed of 3 miles an hour, they get shot, and they walk until only one of them is left. The walk begins with 100 boys, but as the miles stretch on and fatigue sets in, only a handful start to stand out. The film, like the novel, I believe will focus on the shifting relationships, tensions, and psychological unravelling as the stakes grow deadlier by the hour. So let's have a quick look at the cast and see what that tells us about what characters may be most important. The story follows a large group of walkers, but early footage and casting details suggest that a smaller handful will carry the heart of the film. While the full ensemble have their own role to play, these four seem positioned to deliver the biggest emotional punches and most memorable moments. First up is Ray Garraty, number 47, who's played by Cooper Hoffman. Yes, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. Now he's a central character in the book, and his journey is the one that we follow most directly. He's observant, forms bonds with others, and seems to be the emotional anchor for the audience. Next up is Peter McFreeze, number 23, played by David Johnson. He's Garraty's closest companion. Their closeness features in the trailers, with moments of support, banter and tension. He's quick-witted and not afraid to challenge authority. Next up is Stebbins, number 38, played by Garrett Waring. Stebbins keeps himself to himself. His quiet confidence hints at hidden depths, and his watchful presence suggests he's always calculating. Next up is Gary Barkovich, number 5, played by Charlie Plummer. Now he's intense and antagonistic, a born troublemaker, and if anyone's going to stir things up, it's him. Now as for the adults, only two really stand out. There's the Major, played by Mark Hamill. He's cold and commanding. He isn't just the overseer of the walk, he defines the tone. At San Diego Comic-Con 2025, Mark Hamill described the Major as easily the most villainous character I've ever played. And considering he's voiced a Joker, that says a lot about how twisted this guy really is. And next, there's Mrs. Garraty, played by Julie Greer. Now she's Ray's mother, and offers a rare glimpse of warmth and humanity in what's an otherwise brutal setup. Now I feel casting Mark Hamill was a stroke of genius, and Hoffman as Garraty, he could absolutely crush this. There's a quiet intensity about him that might be perfect for this role. What do you think of the cast? Who do you think will stand out? Next, let's have a quick look at the director and creative context. The Long Walk is directed by Francis Lawrence, who also directed a lot of the Hunger Games franchise films, as well as I Am Legend. And the script was written by J.T. Mollner, who wrote the script for the fabulous film Strange Darling. Stephen King also landed an executive producer credit on this. J.T. Mollner and Francis Lawrence have promised a faith-forward, no-holds-barred adaptation. Mollner confirmed it won't be pulling any punches when it comes to the book's brutality. The film's scored by Jeremiah Fraites in his first full-length film score. Expect minimalist but haunting instrumentation. He and director Francis Lawrence discussed early on how to match horror and fragility via strings and piano, emphasising both dread and emotional connection, perfect for Stephen King's tone. This movie was filmed in chronological order, a choice the cast confirmed helps mirror real exhaustion and emotional progression on screen. Now that we've explored the creative minds behind The Long Walk, let's have a closer look at what the trailers reveal about the film's tone and atmosphere. There are 2 trailers, one dropped back in June and one at the end of July. In both of the trailers, the relationship between Fraites and Garraty is pretty much front and centre. However, they do show some of the interaction and sometimes tension between some of the other contestants. Both trailers also hint at the brutal consequences of falling behind or breaking the rules, and the way the other workers react when it happens, and capture snippets of the contestant struggles from the early stages through to the later, more gruelling parts. The trailers show the relentlessness of the walk, long empty stretches of road with little to no change in scenery, creating a sense of isolation and emotional fatigue that builds with every step. The first trailer seems to also feature Mark Hamill's The Major more than the second, and showcases some of his speeches, but also teases how brutal he will be. The second trailer has a haunting and slow version of Molly Malone to help give it a foreboding and tense vibe. Fans have identified the voice in the trailer as likely being Diana DeMuth, who shared online that she sang it for the Lionsgate Long Walk promo. According to IMDb, Judy Greer performs a song in the film itself, which, from the way it's used and sung in the trailer, promises to be an emotional moment. Let's have a quick look at some of the buzz and online reactions. Even before The Long Walk hits cinemas, fans and horror enthusiasts have been buzzing online about the film. Social media is lighting up with theories, fan art and reactions to the trailers. One particularly cool touch is an official movie account on X, formerly known as Twitter, which, amongst tweeting fan reactions and other promotional events, such as San Diego Comic-Con 2025, tweets out some of the rules of The Long Walk, which has sparked a lot of interest and helped build a sense of immersion and anticipation. I will put the link to that account in the description below. Fans are also discussing the cast choices, especially Cooper Hoffman as Ray Garraty and Mark Hamill's chilling turn as the Major in the trailers. There's also plenty of excitement about how the film will handle the intense psychological and physical challenges of the story, with many hoping it lives up to the brutal reputation of the novel. Okay, so some of my personal thoughts on why I'm looking forward to the film. I'm a huge Stephen King fan, and I have been for ages. I first read The Long Walk a fair while back, but the thing that's always stuck with me is just how bleak it felt, a country that puts its children through that just for entertainment. It's impossible not to think of The Hunger Games when you think of this book or film. And with Francis Lawrence, who directed most of those films, at the helm here, that connection feels even sharper. I enjoyed the Hunger Game films, but I think Long Walk will cut deeper by focusing more on the characters, their relationship, and the slow-build tension between them. King's greatest strength is writing people that you can empathise with, and characters you want to spend time with, even as the world around them gets darker and more twisted. And when it comes to villains, King does Twisted better than almost anyone else. That's why I can't wait to see what Mark Hamill does with the Major. I have a feeling he's going to make him do something epic. Okay, so that's all for this video. The Long Walk is set to hit cinemas on the 12th of September 2025, so mark your calendars. Are you looking forward to it? Are you looking forward to any of the actors and characters in particular? Well, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. But remember to be respectful. And remember, this is only my opinion of the film. It would be a boring old world if we all like the same things. And don't forget to click like and subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss what's coming next on this channel. This is Jackie signing off. Take care and see you next time.